Hi class, this is our first lesson for fourth quarter arranging sentences L300. This lesson deals with your ability to put things in order based on clues or words that are used. Let's get started. Let's talk about instructions. Instructions are always based on chronological order, and chronological order, of course, are putting things in order as they happened. So if you're asked to put instructions in order, you want to make sure you look for the first step and to pay close attention to clues, words like first, second, then, next, finally. These transitional words are going to really help you to put instructions in order. Look at these three sentences. Then click on the file that you need. First, insert the flash drive into the computer. Open the flash drive. Well, did you notice that only two of these three sentences actually use a signal word? You'll see that within this lesson, but there's still enough to help you get this in order. Pay attention to the word first here. We know that that is going to be our first step, and it's followed by another transitional word, then, and of course that leaves our last sentence as our last step. So make sure you're using these words to help you put instructions in order. Now, I want you to look at this slide here. I want you to read A, B, C, D, E, and F. Read those sentences, and then I want you to actually put this in order using your signal words and clues and put these sentences in order. Pause this recording here, get these sentences down, and we'll get the answers in class. Now that you've done that, let's move on to directions. Whenever you're given directions, especially in this lesson, you're going to make sure that your street names are in order, and that's what's going to help you get directions in order. There's usually going to be a general sentence that lets you know where we're going or where I want you to be. And so let's read all the sentences and see can we identify that general sentence that shows us where we're trying to get to. Make a left at Road Drive. To get to my house, take out 65 South to exit 4. Next, take Sutton Street to Road Drive. Turn off exit 4 to Sutton Street. My house is the third house on the left on Road Drive. Were you able to figure out which sentence is our beginning sentence that's taking us where we're going? Good. The second sentence, to get to my house, we're going to take I-65 to exit 4. So I know that that's going to be my first sentence because it's setting me up with my directions. Now, how do I get the rest in order? What if I'm given things and I have no idea where I'm going? I don't know what these places actually are. We're going to use the sentence, in particular the last street, to help you figure out what sentence is next. If you notice here, the last place we're given is exit 4. That means exit 4 should be where our next step. So what sentence mentions exit 4? Do you see it? Good job. Now I'm going to turn off exit 4 to Sutton Street. So I was able to match up exit 4 here with exit 4 in this sentence because the last street here should be the first street in the next sentence that's in order. So we're going to do the same thing again. What's my last street mentioned here? Sutton Street. So now I've made it to Sutton Street. So I need to find the next sentence that has me on Sutton Street. Do you see it? Good. Next, take Sutton Street to Road Drive. So here's my third one. So I've gone from I-65 to exit 4, from exit 4 to Sutton Street, and now I'm on Sutton Street. And what's our next street? Good. Road Drive. So now I've got to find the sentence that puts me on Road Drive. Do you see it? Good. I'm going to make that left. Once I've made it to Road Drive, I'm going to make a left at Road Drive. And of course, there's a sentence that lets us know that we have made it to our destination. And here it is. My house is the third house on the left on Road Drive. How'd you do? Okay, just to sum up directions and to sum up instructions, make sure that you're going to use those clues within the sentences that are pretty much giveaways. And this even works when we're talking about events. We call these time clues. If you want to know which things happen first, look for words like first to begin with, or words like in the beginning. Things that probably are second step or in the middle will begin with words like second, after, next, later, then. And words or events that would be last, you'll see words like eventually, last, finally, in the end. So you might want to write this down and put this in your notes and have this as a safety net for you when you're actually working in not only L300 but L310, the lesson after this. So let's talk some more about events. Read these two sentences. They waited for their rides. Then they were able to leave the school. Now, which event is going to be second? Can you figure it out based on the clues from the previous slide? Hopefully you noticed the word then that lets you know that that's a secondary clue. See how that last slide helped us to figure this out? Try another one. To begin with, disconnect the phone cable. Then unplug connection 2. Well, which one is the first event? Again, did you notice the words to begin with? These are time clues to let us know whether something is first, in the middle, or at the end. Now, here's your task. I want you to get these 4 sentences in order using your clues. Now, don't forget that every sentence may not have a transitional word or a time clue, but you still would be able to get these sentences in order using the clues and using the time that you have. Bring this to class and we'll also get this answer. So pause your recording and write this down. Good. Here's another checkpoint. You have 5 sentences here that are out of order. Please put them in order based on the time clues and bring it to class and we'll go over this. Now, don't forget to use very specific time clues. You won't always see first, second, last. Sometimes you'll see things a little more specific, a little more detailed, like at that time, by that time, at the same time, or things like 2 years, 1 year, or day or month, or early that morning, later that evening, last week, last month, last season, or in 1998. Yes, sometimes you're going to have actual months in December, in January. So they're going to have these specific time clues to help you put things in order. Look for them. Now, the last thing that we're going to do in arranging sentences is descriptive sentences. And let's talk a little bit about descriptive sentences. What that means is that you're going to deal with going from general to specific. Now, let's write this down. General means that's a statement that could apply to many people or events. Your general statement will always be your first sentence. General sentences are then followed up by specific examples or details that support the general statement. So let's look at an example. Most athletes have to practice many hours. Even high school soccer players practice 4 afternoons a week. So if I ask you which sentence would be first, is it A and A, B, or should this be written B, A, which sentence should be first? You need to think, well, which one's general or which one is specific? So what I want you to notice is that sentence A refers to whom? Many different athletes. That means that it's general. But sentence B narrows it down to high school players. So that means it's specific. Now, you try. Most professional singers have been singing since childhood. Michael Jackson gave his first performance when he was 3. Would you choose A or B, going from general to specific? Hopefully you chose A because A is general. It mentions most professional singers. Well, B gives you a very specific singer, Michael Jackson.